Good evening. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Deanna Smith.
Did you say Excuse me. Thank you, Ms. Smith. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony drug case. You have a lawyer already assigned to you in that case. That lawyer will continue to defend you. Your next court hearings will be a new status conference October 14th and then a preliminary hearing October 16th, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I have affirmed the bond on the trial court's warrant. It is a $500 secured appearance bond. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you are ordered not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription while you're on release. Do you understand those conditions?
I do, but I showed up at court yesterday and they said I showed up way too late. And then they didn't check me in. They just told me to leave.
Okay.
So I showed up at court yesterday.
Okay, well, unfortunately, you have to be there when your case is called. Otherwise, you're going to pick up a warrant. So you'll have to post that bond in order to be eligible for release. If you post that, make sure that you're in court on the 14th and 16th prior to 8:30 in case your case is called first.
I also have court on the 9th for Kyron Justice Court.
And do you anticipate not posting that bond? Is that what you're saying?
I don't have any number posted, so.
So if you don't post that bond, you're probably going to pick up a new failure to appear warrant in Kyrene unless you can convince MCSO to transport you to that hearing. So I would say talk to the officers. If you don't post that, talk to the officers at whatever facility you get transferred to. Let them know you have court on the 9th and see if they can get you on a transport list.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Ms. Smith. Kevin Hofstetter to the podium in the courtroom, please. Mike King Calvin to the chair. Good evening. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Kevin Hofstetter, 12.
Thank you, Mr. Hofstetter. You are here on two different matters. The first one is an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of interfering with judicial proceedings by disobeying or resisting a court order or mandate. It is a Class 1 misdemeanor. You are entitled to a lawyer to defend you against that allegation. That lawyer will be appointed by the next judge you see at your next court hearing. That hearing will be an arraignment hearing October 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it will be in the Peoria Municipal Court. On that new allegation, I have imposed a $50 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is a probation violation allegation. In that case, the allegation is that new charge is a violation of Term 1 of your probation. You're entitled to a lawyer to defend you in the probation proceedings. That lawyer I've appointed for you tonight. Your next hearing in the probation matter will be a revocation arraignment hearing October 14th at 8:30, that one in the Superior Court downtown. On the probation matter, I have imposed a $250 secured appearance bond. So your total bond is $300. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released from custody, you are ordered to strictly comply with the terms of any orders of protection that have been or will be served upon you, and you are prohibited from possessing any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription if you're released. Do you understand those conditions?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hofstetter. You can step back and get your paperwork. Mike King Calvin to the podium in the courtroom, please. Johnny Silva to the chair. Good evening. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Mike King Calvin.
Thank you, Mr. Calvin. You are here on a probation violation warrant. A petition to revoke your probation has been filed alleging that you have violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 7 of your probation. I have appointed a lawyer to represent you in the probation proceedings. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment October 14th at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I have affirmed the bond on the probation court's warrant. It is a $250 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you are ordered not to possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Calvin. You can step back and get your paperwork. Johnny Silva to the podium in the courtroom, please. Brian McConaughey to the chair. Good evening, sir. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Johnny Raymond Silva.
Thank you, Mr. Silva. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are one count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and one count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to defend you against those allegations. Your next court hearings will be a status conference October 22nd and then a preliminary hearing October 24th. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I am releasing you to the direction of pretrial services without a monetary bond. So that means you will be released from custody probably sometime early tomorrow morning. It's 11:30 right now.
Okay.
Once you are released from custody, you will be required to contact pretrial services. So with your release order, you're going to get a packet of information from pretrial. Please keep both of those things. Your release order will have all the dates and times that we just went over. That packet will have pretrial's contact information in there.
Okay.
So make sure you keep both of those. Once you're released, make that call to pretrial services. Make sure you get yourself to both of your court hearings, and you're ordered not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all that information?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Silva.
Thank
You can
you.
step back and get your paperwork. Brian McConaughey to the podium in the courtroom, please. Ryan Smilek to the chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Brian Floyd McConaughey.
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 Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McConaughey.
You're welcome.
You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of dangerous drug possession. It is a Class 4 felony. I have appointed a lawyer to defend you against that allegation. Your next court hearing will be a status conference October 22nd and then a preliminary hearing October 24th. Both of those hearings will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. Mr. McConaughey, I am releasing you to the direction of pretrial services. That means you will not have to post a bond. You will be released from custody. Once you are released, you will be responsible for getting yourself to both of those court hearings. You will also be ordered to contact pretrial services. Same thing I told the last individual, you'll get a packet from pretrial with your release order. Please keep the packet, which has pretrial's contact information in it, and your release order, which will have all the dates and your conditions of release. So you need both of those. Keep both of them with you. Wherever you go from here, you'll go to release. Keep those with you. Okay, once you are released from custody, you are ordered not to return to the scene where you were arrested, and you can't possess any drugs without a valid prescription.
Okay.
Do you understand all that information?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there's your paperwork. If you'll slow walk to your left behind, there you go. Go ahead and step back. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Ryan Vaughn Smilek, 12.
Thank you, Mr. Smilek. You are here on an arrest warrant issued after a direct complaint was filed. That's a written document alleging a new allegation against you. That allegation is one count of disorderly conduct involving weapons, a Class 6 felony. According to the direct complaint, that offense is alleged to have been committed June 16th of 2023. You're entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, and I've appointed one to defend you against that allegation. Your next court hearings will be a status conference October 22nd, and then a preliminary hearing October 24th, both at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown.
Yes, ma'am.
I am releasing you on your own recognizance, so you will be released from custody. That means it will be your responsibility to get yourself to both of those court hearings.
Yes, ma'am.
While you are on release, you are ordered not to have contact with any alleged victims or witnesses if there are any of the underlying offense, and you are ordered not to possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription once you're released from custody.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Yes.
Okay. If you will, just take a step back to your left. I need to ask my clerk to reprint your order, so we'll get it reprinted and bring it out to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Dylan Hensley to the podium in the courtroom, please. Samuel Macias to the chair. Good evening. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Dylan Hensley, 12.
Thank you, Mr. Hensley. You are here on a failure to appear warrant issued by the Peoria Municipal Court on a misdemeanor theft allegation. Because this is a misdemeanor allegation, you are not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer here tonight. If you don't already have a lawyer representing you in that case and you wish to have a lawyer, you will have to hire a lawyer at your own expense.
Okay.
Your next court hearing on this warrant will be an arraignment hearing October 24th at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Peoria Municipal Court. I am releasing you on your own recognizance on this warrant, so you will be released from custody, which means it's going to be your responsibility to get yourself to the Peoria Municipal Court October 24th at 9 a.m. Yes.
Sorry. Do you have like dates and everything? Because I was in the hospital.
I don't know what you mean by do I have dates.
Okay, never mind. I apologize.
Do you mean do I have the date of the alleged hearing that you missed?
Yeah.
It looks like the warrant was issued July 17th of 2024, so my best guess is that whatever the failure to appear hearing was occurred either on or very near that date.
Okay.
So probably sometime mid-July of 2024. But you can talk to the next judge you see in Peoria. They'll have much more information about the underlying circumstances giving rise to this warrant.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Hensley?
Oh, no.
All right, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Oh, I was supposed to have another charge. That's why I turned myself in. I was supposed to have another charge because I was in the hospital.
It looks like maybe you have a hold from Yuma County. Maybe also an FOJ warrant.
I only see one, for the city of Avondale.
Oh, there you go,
That's-
Avondale. Listen to him, not me.
Okay, so would that be a separate court?
Yeah, I will not see you on an Avondale City case. So probably what will happen is I have set it up for you to be released from custody. You will likely not be released. Avondale Police will probably come pick you up and take you to Avondale Court. Is there a hold, an Avondale hold? Yeah. So Avondale will come pick you up and take you to the Avondale City Court or however they do their appearances.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. Samuel Macias to the podium in the courtroom, please. You can set that wherever you want. That works. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Yes, Samuel Macias.
Thank you very much, Mr. Macias. You are here on a warrant for your arrest issued by the state of Texas. Because you are here on an out-of-state warrant, your hearing this evening will look a little bit different or sound a little bit different than anybody else's that has gone before you. Before you were put on a court calendar here in Arizona, Arizona authorities confirmed with Texas that the warrant they have issued for your arrest is a valid warrant, and Texas is willing to extradite you. That means Texas wants to come to Arizona and take you back to Texas to stand for whatever criminal allegations are going on in Texas. Before you came into court, I know the answer is yes because I see it, but I need you to say it out loud. Before you came into court, did you get that big laminated card to review?
Yes.
Were you provided an opportunity to review that?
Yes.
Okay. As I indicated, you are here on an out-of-state warrant issued by the state of Texas. You will have a choice to make in this hearing tonight. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing here in Arizona and agree to go back to Texas, or you can not waive your right to an extradition hearing. You can demand to have an extradition hearing held here in Arizona, and you can demand that governor's warrants are signed by the governors of both Arizona and Texas before your return to Texas. If you waive your right to an extradition hearing, I'm going to call this option 1. It's not marked as option 1 on that paper. I just like to keep the choices separate. If you waive your right to an extradition hearing, you will be held in custody here in Maricopa County without bond for a period of up to 30 days to allow Texas an opportunity to come get you. So if you waive your right to an extradition hearing and you agree to go back to Texas, you stay in custody here for up to 30 days. That 30-day time period will start ticking tomorrow unless you have unresolved local criminal charges pending somewhere in Arizona. If you do, that 30-day time clock will not start ticking until the local charges are disposed of. So option 1 is waive your right to an extradition hearing, agree to go back to Texas, stay in custody for up to 30 days to allow Texas to come get you. If you don't pick that option, the second option is not to waive your right to an extradition hearing. If you pick the second option, I will set an extradition hearing for September 23rd at 8:30 in the morning. Extradition proceedings in Arizona are considered civil, not criminal. So what that means is I cannot appoint a lawyer to represent you in the extradition proceedings if you pick option 2, but you do have the right to hire a lawyer to represent you at your own expense if you pick option 2 and you wish to have legal counsel present. If you pick that second option and I set that hearing, you are bond eligible. So that means if you pick option 2 and you have an extradition hearing, you will have a secured appearance bond of $100,000. If you posted that bond, you would be eligible for release from custody while the extradition proceedings take place. keeping in mind you must stay in Arizona. So if you pick option 2 and you post that bond, you get out of custody, but you can't just go back to Texas. You have to stay here for the extradition proceedings. If you pick option 2 and you do not or cannot post that bond, you'll stay in custody while the extradition proceedings are taking place. You would be transported from wherever you're being held to any court hearings you have in the extradition process. If you pick that second option, the time period from that initial hearing on September, wait a second, that can't be right. His hearing can't be September 23rd, it's October. So I don't know why I didn't catch that earlier. So ignore that hearing date, I'll give you a new one. It's not going to be September 23rd. We're not going to make you wait 11 months for that hearing. If you pick option 2 and I set that hearing, the time period between the initial hearing and governor's warrants being obtained could be up to 90 days. Keeping in mind, in that 90-day time period, you are bond eligible. So option 1 is, again, waive your right to an extradition hearing, agree to go back to Texas, stay in custody, no bond for up to 30 days. You want to go with option 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I do have a lawyer.
Here in Arizona?
Yeah.
Or in Texas?
Here.
Okay, outstanding. Let me tell you also, Mr. Macias, once you get an opportunity to talk to your lawyer about this particular circumstance, if you haven't already, this hearing tonight is your first opportunity to waive your right to an extradition hearing. It's not your only opportunity. So I'll set that hearing. I'll give you a new date. The one we have in here is clearly wrong. I'll set that hearing. I will impose the $100,000 secured appearance bond. Once you talk to your lawyer, if you and your lawyer decide you should just waive your right to extradition and go back to Texas, you have the opportunity to do that at your next court hearing.
And when will that be?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I need my clerk to give me a new date.
No problem.
Okay, it's gonna be October 21st at 1:30.
2/1?
Yes.
Okay, so the hearing is going to be October 21st at 1:30. 1:30 in the afternoon, October 21st. So between now and then, if you want to make attempts to contact your lawyer, you can do that. If you want to post that bond before talking to your lawyer, you can do that. It is secured appearance, so you can use a bonding company to post that bond. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. If you will just stay, you can head back to your left, just stay out there for a second. We'll get that hearing date corrected and print a new order for you with the correct date, and we'll bring it out to you when it's ready.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Macias.